Hi everyone, welcome back. And tonight we're going to discuss the economic immigrant focus of the Canadian immigration, of course. Miss April, can you tell me about this?
Yeah, so as we know, Canada is always welcome to newcomers and people becoming permanent residents. But as of 2025 and 2026, we really started to see strategic focus for the economic immigration, and we're seeing that in a form of category-based invitations when it comes to express entry and even OINP and other PNP programs. So it's really important. In this video, we'll be discussing the demands that our country needs, which skills and specific sectors that we're looking for, and how the current news and different laws that are changing will affect you in your PR pathway.
Exactly. So if you are planning to move here in Canada, or even if you are already here as international student, as under the open work permit, or probably you're under the spousal work permit, right? So you really have to understand which pathway are you fitting, right? What are your skills and what category and what province? So yeah, let's break it down, Ms. April. How does Canada select economic immigrants?
So currently, Canada uses primarily two tools in order to select economic immigrants. The first one being express entry, where we see three different sectors. That's Canadian Experience Class, Federal Skilled Trades, and Federal Skilled Worker. The other one is called Provincial Nominee Programs, and each province has their own specific programs, also with subcategories where you can apply depending on your skill to be able to apply for a permanent residency. With express entry, and I want to clarify some things. Express entry and PNP programs both are points-based systems, and in the past we had seen it calculated in a way where the higher the points you get, the more likely you are to get invited, and there's a certain CRS cutoff score that you need to reach in order to get invited. But as of late, we have been seeing kind of a lean more towards category-based. These category-based draws were triggered because they are trying to fill a lot of labor shortages in specific regions of Canada. So we're seeing that people maybe in healthcare require lower points, French speakers also requiring lower points, and people in specific trades also requiring lower points. So now it's not necessarily whoever has the highest score, but whoever is in the most in-demand sector that's getting invited for permanent residency.
That is very important. So better know and be updated for all these changes that the immigration is doing right now.
Yeah, and actually it's good news for a lot of people because Canada's immigration levels plan for 2026 to 2028 actually has an increase. Specifically for express entry, they are intending to invite at least 109,000 new applicants. And for provincial nominee programs, I believe it's levels of around 98.
It's 90 something. Let me check. Yeah, so what do you think? Will you be in the 108 or will you be in the 98? So please understand that and know everything about immigration.
Okay, so let's break down each of these different pathways for each respective stream. The first one, and I believe the most common one, is Federal Skilled Workers. Now, the Federal Skilled Workers stream is great for people who are outside of Canada, who have a skilled occupation, so that could be tier 0 all the way down to 3, and who are able to contribute a lot to the Canadian economy.
Federal skilled, meaning they are really skilled. Can you identify some of those in the federal skilled?
Tier 1 would be supervisory or professional occupations. We can see tier 2 with like assistant type of positions, and tier 3 would be supporting roles as well.
Okay.
But they're in specific fields.
Okay, so it's not all. It's not okay. Just be very clear. Okay, it's not all because you're a manager. You can come. This is what makes it difficult. Understanding them, like, okay, so it depends on what industry, right?
Yes.
Not every manager from outside of Canada can get and become permanent residents, right?
And actually, one recent change that we saw in the past few years is the removal of the additional points for an LMIA job offer. Now, before, you could get additional points of 50 points for a job offer supported by an LMIA within tier 1 to 3. And if you had a job offer for tier 0, you actually had an additional 200 points. Now, the first one, and I believe the most common one, is federal skilled workers. Now, the federal skilled workers stream is great for people who are outside of Canada, who have a skilled occupation, so that could be tier 0 all the way down to 3, and who are able to contribute a lot to the Canadian economy. So before, they had all of these points that really makes or break an Express Entry profile, because it is a significant boost in your Express Entry profile. But since 2025, unfortunately, they did stop adding points for these job offers. So a lot of people are finding it a little bit harder to reach the necessary CRS cutoff score if they're not in the more in-demand categories. Second stream for Express Entry is the federal skilled trades. Now, this specific stream is specific to skilled trades workers, so carpenters, plumbers, electricians, people who are working
heavy equipment. Is that included? Heavy equipment operator?
Yeah, and most recently they added chef, so food service workers, specifically chefs and managers, not fast food workers, unfortunately. But it does open up a lot for people working in these skilled roles.
Yeah.
But the good thing about skilled trades stream is, number one, it has lower language requirements. For federal skilled trades, they actually only require CLB4.
Oh, 4, okay.
Which signifies that you're able to understand instructions, but you don't necessarily have to be fluent. Comparing that to federal skilled worker or the CEC, where they need CLB7 minimum in order to
get good points.
Get good points, right? So. And the other thing that is different with federal skilled trades is you require 2 years of work experience in your specific trade NOC code. So that or a certificate of qualification with a Canadian authority that licensed that specific trade. The third one, and the one that's most commonly used by people inside Canada, is the Canadian Experience class. Now, the Canadian Experience class is a great tool for people who have 1 year skilled work experience inside Canada. They created this stream to focus on people who are already contributing to the economy and providing their services and, of course, paying taxes. And so it functions almost similarly to federal skilled worker, where you do require the 1 year work experience and in a skilled position. But the fact that you are separate from the people who are outside of Canada kind of gives you a better chance of getting invited, because you're not competing with the entire world.
Your company, you're already here. And hey, I remember, you're already here, and employers would prefer people that are already here, that human resources would like to see you personally, right? Interview you, and then the chances of you getting in. So listen to those who are currently here working under the construction industry or operating heavy equipments, and the rest. I can't remember a lot of federal skilled trade, but if you are already here, okay, forget those that are outside of the country, because right now there's a lot already. There's a pool of construction workers already here, right? So, but again, don't lose hope. Don't lose hope because, take a chance in doing so. But this good news is for those who are already here in Canada, the Canadian experience class. You already have it. It's 1 year or 1,560 hours, right? If it's one year or 1,560 hours experience.